Hello, today I will be teaching you a bunch of good builds to defeat Walking Wake and Iron Valiant. So let's check out our Walking Wake first. So its level is 75. It's level 75. Gender, it doesn't have a gender. Is it shiny locked? Yes, it's shiny locked. Its tear type is water. It's not holding an item. Its ability is photosynthesis. And here are its moves. Hydro Steam, Dragon Pulse, Noble Roar, and Hydro Steam. And also its sub-move, extra move, whatever you want to call it, is Sunny Day. Well, the thing is, Hydro Steam gets boosted in the sun, 50%. And it also gets boosted by the rain if someone wants to use Rain Dance to compete again into the Sunny Day. So, don't try the Rain Dance. It will just get boosted by the Sunny Day and the Rain Dance. Maybe those two come separately. I have no idea. I don't do terrains that much. I do raids solo, so. And my partner's AIs don't do terrain, so I'm not a terrain expert. And it's Ivy. And let's talk about Walking Wake again. Ivy's is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Makes it sound easier? Well, it's not. Its stats are pretty good, and it's a raid, so its stats will get boosted. So it's definitely not an easy one. Definitely not. So our first member in De La Resistance is Miraidon. Sorry, Pokémon Scarlet players. These have a lot of Violet exclusive Pokémon. Sorry. But anyway, back to Miraidon. Its item is Magnet. Its ability, Hydro Engine. It's level 100. Gender doesn't have one. I'm pretty sure it's shiny locked. But shiny is actually pretty cool though. Tear type electric. Its stats are 4 in HP, 252 in special attack, 252 in special defense. If you're debating on whether to put in attack HP or defense or special defense, defense or special defense actually has 3 extra HP things, whatever you want to call them. And its ability, Modest. It's strategy time. So at first, it doesn't have Nasty Claw, so we'll just have to wing it as we have it. So the strategy is Light Scream, Parabolic Charge if needed. Wait, does Parabolic Charge raise my stats? No. So Parabolic Charge if you need to recover health. And now the move you're going to be using to win is Electro Drift. This move is going to do insane damage. So let's count them up. I don't know how much this stuff boosts, so for one, it has Magnet. 1.2 or 1.5. It's an electric type, so it has Stab on that. And if it's terrorized 50% more, its special attack is 402, 405. It's super effective, and because it's super effective, it has 1.0.3333 times damage. That's a lot of damage. Next up is the Iron Hands that's already used a lot. Iron Hands is actually more defensive for this because that Dragon Pulse isn't super effective, but I'm sure Miraidon can live it. And it has parabolic charge, so no big deal. But anyway, it's level 100. I don't have a shiny, but maybe you do. Mostly because I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet, and it's unreliable for the people to trade to me. That it's unreliable that they will give me a shiny. So, and I still don't have one. The item is Booster Energy. As expected, ability Quark Drive. Now the strategy. Oh yeah, its Terra type is electric. The strategy. First, we're gonna use Belly Drum and finish him off with a bunch of Thunder Punches. If we need to heal, use Drain Punch. If you're like, oh, we're so close, just we're running out of time, use Close Combat. But if you're tantalized, I think Thunder Punch will do more damage. I don't know though. I'm not an expert in calculations, and I don't know what to calculate. So this thing's IVs and EVs are 4 in HP, 252 in attack, and 252 in special defense. This thing has a adamant nature. Next up, we have the Iron Thorns. Its item is Booster Energy, ability Quark Drive. It's level 100. I don't have shiny, maybe you do. Again, I'm a Scarlet player. Its Terra type is supposed to be electric. There we go. Its IV and EV spreads 4 in HP, 252 in attack, and 252 in special defense. This thing has a adamant nature. The strategy is Swords Dance, 3 times, then just Thunder Punch away. If you're feeling like, oh, I'm so close, just I'm running out of time, do Wild Charge. Or maybe you prefer Giga Impact. Whichever the following two you prefer, choose that one. I personally prefer Wild Charge. Next up, Kiowato. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Its item, Magnet, and its ability, Competitive. This is where it starts to get a little strange. Eerie Impulse and Thunderbolt are the only moves you need. Yes, you can have other moves, as Eerie Impulse and Thunderbolt are the only moves you're gonna use. This thing's IVs and EVs, 4 in HP, 252 in special attack, and 252 in special defense. This thing has a modest nature. Moving on, Palmot. This thing doesn't really have a good ability for this, so just choose which one you got. I'm shiny hunting Pawmi. I'm going to shiny hunt Pawmi. I just really like how the pink goes in with the electric Pokemon. Pikachu shiny orange, I'm not really a fan of it. Maybe you are? Pikachu shiny is really good, but let's just get back into the raids. I don't want this to take like 1 hour. Its item, magnet, ability, whichever one you got. Level 100, shiny, maybe you have shiny, I don't. Its Terra type, electric, strategy, free eerie impulses, free bulk ups, and yes, I am aware bulk up doesn't raise their attack and defense by 2, I'm not sure if we'll have enough. If you want, you can max it out. Just if you want to do it quicker, it's up to you, but I like to do free bulk ups. And after done with those, Thunder Punch. Eerie Impulse times 3, bulk up times 3 or times 6, then Thunder Punch. IVs and EVs. This thing's HP 4, attack 252, and special defense 252. This thing has a adamant nature. Next up, Sandy Socks. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, please. Sandy Socks has a leftovers, ability photosynthesis, level 100. Shiny, maybe you have shiny, I don't. Just I had really bad trouble finding this thing. I really love the orange on this thing, I haven't shiny hunted it yet. Its Terra type is electric. It's Thunder, Light Screen and Thunderbolt. 1 Light Screen, 4 Thunderbolts. Actually, maybe 5 Thunderbolts. I don't know. Then Light Screen, then do what you must. You can tantalize for any of these. HP is 4. Special attack is 252 and special defense is 252. This thing has a modest nature. Next up, the Big Belly Bolt. That's what I call it. I just can't seem to see those side eyes as eyes. When I look at them, my brain thinks those are ears. But they're not. Its item, leftovers, Electropharmacosa. Tell me if I'm saying that wrong. Level 100. Maybe you have a shiny, I don't. I personally don't like this thing shiny. Maybe you do. I respect that. Well, it's cool, just not as much as the other shinies. This thing's strategy is Light Screen, free eerie impulses, then finish them off with a bunch of Thunderbolts. And this is actually the more defensive element of the group. 252 in HP, 4 in special attack, 252 in special defense. This thing has a modest nature. Next up, Ampharos. It has a magnet, ability static, level 100. I actually have a shiny Miraidon. I'm planning on evolving it. So this is probably what I'm going to use. It's Terra type electric. And this thing's strategy is free area impulses, light screen, finish them off with a bunch of thunderbolts. This thing has 4 in HP, 252 in special attack, 252 in special defense. This thing has a modest nature. Next up is Electros. I didn't even know Electros was in the game before I went to Pokemon Showdown. I still haven't completed the Pokédex. Its item, Leftovers, ability, Levitate. It's level 100. Maybe you have a shiny. I don't, like usual. Its hair type is shiny. Free eerie impulses, 1 light screen. Finish them off with thunder punches. IVs and EVs. 4 in HP. 252 in attack. And 252 in special defense. This thing has a adamant nature. Next up, Raichu. The last one to defeat Whacking Wake. I think Whacking Wake would be a lot better than Walking Wake. I personally think that. Maybe you don't agree with me, that's okay. Its item, Leftovers, ability, Static, level 100. It doesn't have a gender? Oh, it does. I just clicked random. I don't have a shiny Pikachu or Raichu. I'm actually going to shiny hunt this thing really soon. So its Terra type is electric, moves, nasty plot, eerie impulse, and thunderbolt strategy. Free eerie impulses, free nasty plots, as much thunderbolts as it takes. You can tantalize whenever you want with these things. It's EVs and IVs, 4 in HP, 252 in special attack, 252 in special defense. And this thing has a modest nature. Next up, going in the violet direction, we have Iron Leaves. This thing has no item, ability, Quark Drive. It's level 100. It doesn't have a gender. It's shiny, no. It's shiny locked. Its Terra type is Psychic. Its moves, Psyblade, which is a new move. I think it's basically just the same variation of Hydro Steam, just it's a psychic move, it's a physical move, and instead of it being boosted during the sunny day, it's boosted during the electric terrain. The rest of its moves are Leaf Blade, Mega Horn, and Swords Dance. I personally think this is the harder one because of Swords Dance. It has 0 IVs and IVs, but still this thing is extremely tough. You can tell just by looking at its stats. And it's going to be boosted like 15 times. Next up Chi-Yu. This thing is personally one of my favorites to take this guy down. It has black glasses, ability Bleeds of Ruins, level 100. I don't think anyone has a shiny, but maybe you do. I don't. Terra type dark. Strategy time. 1 light screen, 3 nasty plots, 2 dark pulse, light screen, more dark pulses. You can tantalize. Stats, 4 in HP, 252 in special attack, 252 in special defense, and a modest nature. Next up, Chen Pao. Its item, black glasses. Now imagine a Chen Pao in black glasses. That'd be funny. Anyway, ability is Swords of Ruin, Breeds of Ruin, Swords of Ruin, not really that great. It's kind of holding this Pokemon back. But I mean, these Pokemon are really strong. It's level 100. I don't think anyone has a shiny. Its Terra type is dark. Strategy, free Swords Dance, and whichever you prefer, Night Slash or Throat Chop. If you're an unlucky person in Pokemon like me, you want to go for Throat Chop. If you're a lucky person like not me, you should do Night Slash because you have a boosted chance for critical hits. This thing's IVs and EVs, 4 in HP, 252 in attack, 252 in special defense. This thing has a adamant nature. Oh yeah, and you can recover when needed. Next up, Greninja. I actually have a shiny Greninja that I got from a trade. Its item, black glasses. Its ability, Torment. We don't want this thing turning into a, normal type. And this thing should be a dark Terra type. The strategy is just simple. Free Swords Dances, as much Night Slashes as needed. And the reason why we don't want Protein is because it's nerfed and it only happens once per switching. So its stats, 4 in HP, 252 in attack, and 252 in special defense. This thing has a adamant nature. This thing attack has exactly 100 over its special attack. Neat fact. Next up, Grimmsnarl. Are you in a grim mood? Grin mood? Like you're happy, or snarl mood? Like you're mad? Tell me in the comments below. Item, black glasses. Ability, Prankster. Level 100. Maybe it has to be a male. I have no idea. Shiny, I don't have a shiny. Maybe you do. Terra type, dark. Strategy, free bulk ups. Infinity crunches until you win. IVs and EVs, 4 in HP, 252 in attack, 252 in special defense. This thing has a adamant nature, I think. Yeah. Next up, King Gambit. With King Gambit, Iron Leaves is its own enemy. I'll tell you more about that in the strategy. Its item is Black Glasses, ability Defiance. I'll tell you more about that later in the strategy. Level 100. Shiny, maybe you have a shiny, I don't. Its terror type is Grass. Now, dark. Now, what's interesting about this is when Iron Leaves uses Noble Roar, it lowers my attack and speed, I think, right? Well, anyways, it lowers my attack once and another stat once. When it uses that, I actually get a +3 in physical moves. Pretty good. If he uses that twice, he's done. And before then, if you choose to wait, you can wait for him to Noble Roar. But I'm really unlucky in Pokemon games, so it's probably not going to use Noble Roar, so I'm just going to Swords Dance. Now, Cloto Cleave, the attacking move. This is meant to defeat Iron Leaves. The attack, Cloto Cleave. It's a dark type, IVs and EVs, 4 in HP, 252 in attack, 252 in special defense. This thing has a adamant nature. Next up, the Roaring Moon. It's holding an energy booster, ability photosynthesis, level 100. I don't have a shiny, maybe you do. I've went shiny hunting for this thing. I came out with one shiny pre-evolution of Hydreigon. Next Pokemon is Hydreigon, by the way. I didn't notice that. Its item is Energy Booster, ability photosynthesis, level 100, shiny. I just told you about the shiny thing. Its hair type is supposed to be dark. Sorry. Now it's strategy. 3 Dragon Dances. If you want, you can do 6. Then, if you're a lucky person, Night Slash. If you're an unlucky person like me, Throat Chop. Roost when needed. This thing's EVs and IVs are 4 in HP, 252 in attack, and 252 in special defense. This thing has a adamant nature. Oh, and by the way, this thing gets the record for most attackative stats Pokemon on our list with a grand total of 414 attack stats. If you really want to build that up, you can do 6 Dragon Dances and just annihilate. Or should I say, annihilate. Annihilate's not on this list. Item, Black Glasses, ability Levitate, level 100, shiny. I actually have a shiny Hydreigon. Its terror type, dark. Strategy time. 3 nasty plots. Finish them off with Dark Pulse. So now, EVs and IVs, 4 in HP, 252 in defense. Wait a second. No, that's wrong. Oh yeah, sorry. Thought we were doing Walking Wake. And then 252 in special attack. This thing has a modest nature. Next up, Iron Jugulis, who surprisingly has -10 base stats of Hydreigon. 590 stat. 570, 30 minus. That gets me worked up. The strategy is 3 works up. If you want, you can do more, and then just Dark Pulse. Same thing as Hydreigon, just I prefer Hydreigon, not only because I have Shiny, but because Hydreigon's special attack is higher. This thing has Black Glasses, Quark Drive as its ability, level 100. I don't have Shiny, maybe you do. Terra-type Dark, I already told you the strategy. HP is 4, 252 in defense, and 252 in special attack. This has a modest nature. Next up, Scizor, the first bugger. This thing actually has pretty decent stats for a bug type. So it's item Leftovers, ability Swarm, level 100, Shiny, maybe have Shiny, I don't, Terra-type Bug. So if you feel more comfortable using 1 double team, or maybe 6, how you like it, then do it. Double team is actually one of my favorite moves before I was a competitive player. Oh, that was hilarious back in the day. Anyway, that was when I had good luck in Pokemon. After your choice of double team or no double team, you do 3 on defensives, 3 Swords Dance, finish them off with X Scizor. Its HP is 4. It's not 4, just EV's 4. Its attack stat 252, defense 252. This thing has a adamant nature. Next up, Volcarona. This thing has a rocky helmet. I gave it that for no reason whatsoever. It has ability Flame Body. That's just gonna stack up if it uses fire moves. Physical moves. With this thing, you use 3 Calm Minds or 6, whatever you prefer. Warning Sun if needed. Warning Sun would probably be more needed if you choose to do 6 Calm Minds. Then finish them off with Bug Buzz. I don't know if it's still the strongest bug move, but it used to be. And maybe still is. Now, HP 4, defense 252, special attack 252. This thing has a modest nature. So now, the thing is, when I was doing this before, I actually do a check again, double check, and I saw 2 Pokemon shouldn't be here. Meowscarada and Magnet Zone, because they get super effective hitted by... Wait a second. Why did I take those guys out? They're supposed to be for... Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. At Pokemon, Meowscarada. Seriously? Magearna before Meowscarada? That It has to do grass type. Or dark. Meowscarlet has hone claws, I believe. And it also I believe, double team and flower trick. This thing had a miracle seed. I'm so sorry. He didn't realize his walking wake didn't have flamethrower. I get confused with the two. Next up, magnet zone. This thing had a leftovers. This thing had sturdy or magnet pull. It didn't really matter. This thing's EVs and IVs. This was another defensive element to the group. I think this thing had iron defense. Light screen. Eerie impulse. And now a special attacking move. Thunderbolt. And now those two missing Pokemon are now back. Sorry for that. Its Terra type is electric, level 100. Shiny, maybe I have shiny, I don't. Now, this is actually the funny thing. I still have another box for more bug types. Oh yeah, and just remember those Meowscarlet and Magnet Zone, I think that's how it's called, are both for Walking Wake. Next up, Fortress. It's level 100. Maybe you have shiny. I really like the golden shiny for this thing. I'm actually going to hunt it soon. The shiny hunt. Its Terra type is Steel. It's another defensive Pokemon. Seems like I had a lot of defensive Pokemon not in there. Its item leftovers, ability sturdy. Now the strategy. 3 iron defenses, reflect, and bug bite is the strongest bug move I could find. Well, what this thing is really rewarded for is its insane defense. The highest defensive Pokemon. 252 in HP, 4 in attack, and 252 in defense. This thing has a impulse nature, I think. Yup. And finishing off the best defensive Pokemon, 416 defense stat. That's insane. And this Pokemon has leftovers. Its ability Swarm, level 100. Its Terra type, Bug. Shiny No, level 100. You're actually not going to Terra type this thing because it's 4 times resistance to... has 4 times resistance to Psychic because of Bug and Dark. Strategy is Swords Dance. And 3 Swords Dances, then X Scissor. This thing's stats are 4 in HP, 252 in attack, 252 in defense. This thing has a impulse nature. Just wasn't sure about Loxix being a survivor, so that's why I gave it the impulse. So that concludes our build. So that concludes our episode. Ciao.